Greetings, humans. Kasa here, and today I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite video game stories, Honkai Impact 3rd. Developed by MiHoYo, this game serves as a spiritual successor to Honkai Gakuen 2, known as Guns Girls Z in the West. It marked MiHoYo's first foray into the realm of 3D action gameplay, paving the way for their subsequent masterpieces like the open-world action-adventure game Genshin Impact and the turn-based Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Impact 3rd presents a captivating narrative centered around the fearless Valkyries and their relentless battle against the enigmatic Honkai, a cosmic force that takes on various shapes and forms. While I won't delve into the intricate setting in this particular video, as it serves as a refresher for seasoned players, I do recommend watching the Introducing the Honkai-verse video on the official channel if you're new to the game, or simply curious about the expansive lore of Honkai Impact. You can find the link in the description below. Given the extensive length of the first part of the story and the substantial research needed, not to mention the editing process, I have decided to divide the entire recap into multiple videos, with each video focusing on a single arc. Once all the arcs are covered in separate videos, I will then release a single comprehensive video that contains the entire recap. This approach will allow for a more in-depth exploration of each arc and provide a better understanding of the story. Needless to say, we're about to venture into spoiler territory. Now let's dive into the enthralling first part of the story, titled The Moon's Origin and Finality, which recently reached its conclusion. This is the tale of Kiana Kazlana, our protagonist determined by a solemn promise to fight for everything that is beautiful in the world. Accompanied by a steadfast group of friends who joined her, Kiana will become the embodiment of the beauty of this world. Our first arc, Where Dreams Began, covers chapters 1 and 2. The metropolis of Sapphire is under imminent threat as the rival organization Anti-Entropy's Battleship, Selene, hurtles towards it, endangering the lives of 30 million people. Our hot-headed protagonist, Kiana, is deployed to the mission. Guided by Major Murata Himeko, Kiana must navigate the chaos, board remotely controlled aircraft sent by Shixel, and defend herself against waves of Honkai monsters. After an encounter with an Emperor-class Honkai beast which managed to escape, Kiana successfully lands on Selene. Here we meet Himeko, our protagonist's instructor with an imposing upper physique. Himeko reveals that Raiden Mei, another member of their team, has already made it to the battleship. Against orders, Kiana chooses to deviate from the original plan and reunite with Mei. After the two reunite, their feelings for each other are made clear. Kiana and Mei press forward toward their destination, engaging in intense battles with numerous enemies. Along the way, they encounter the same Honkai beast that Kiana had previously faced. During the fight, Kiana is overwhelmed and knocked down by the monstrous creature. However, in a desperate act to protect Kiana, Mei's true identity as the third Herrscher is revealed, and a bomb planted on her heart is triggered. Under the control of the third Herrscher, Mei attacks and defeats the beast, ultimately saving Kiana. The timer on the bomb stops as Mei regains control. Their friend Bronya Zaychik discovers Kiana unconscious in Mei's arms, and an exhausted Mei collapses into Bronya's embrace. Thanks to Bronya's exceptional hacking skills, they successfully infiltrate the battleship. While Kiana regains consciousness, Bronya updates Himeko on the mission's progress. Kiana attempts to confront Himeko about the bomb implanted in Mei's heart, but their conversation is cut short due to the urgency of their mission. With Mei unconscious, Kiana takes on the responsibility of carrying her while Bronya stands as their defender. As a former member of Anti-Entropy, Bronya confirms the battleship's ownership. Since Mei is not in optimal condition for combat, Bronya utilizes her hacking abilities to access a mech, providing them with additional support. Excitedly, Kiana jumps into the mech and engages with enemy forces. However, their excitement quickly turns sour when Kiana accidentally activates the self-destruct mechanism of the mech. Following a fiery exchange of words between Kiana and Bronya, they locate another functioning mech, which they utilize to reach the control room. As the Master Controller unit seemingly lacked any security, Himeko is contacted again. The unit contained a mail addressed to Kiana stating that Selene is hers again after 16 years, and it prompts her to find 4 keys known as the Lightning of Conquest, Fire of Affliction, Storm of Desire, and Death of Tranquility. The email also hints at unlocking the bridge, with the password being Kiana's birthday, the 7th of December. Taking control of the battleship, they redirect its course towards St. Freya High, where the Valkyries plan to decipher the mysterious email. However, Bronya suddenly loses control due to a chip implanted in her brain and turns against her friends. In a fierce battle, Kiana and Mei manage to defeat Bronya, and she regains her consciousness. She requests a thorough examination from Himeko once they return to ensure that she is fully recovered. Back at St. Freya, the Valkyries are gearing up for their annual examination. Each Valkyrie is busy preparing for the upcoming test, but Kiana receives a summons from the principal, Teresa Apocalypse. During the meeting, Kiana learns about Bronya's recovery and the progress she has made. While Kiana is a skilled fighter, her performance in the theoretical exams has been lacking. As a result, Teresa appoints Himeko to conduct a pre-examination of Kiana to assess her readiness. However, Himeko, who is secretly nursing a hangover, passes on her duty to the class monitor, Fu Hua. Teresa is contacted by Rita Rossweiser, the best maid, who brings news that Otto Apocalypse, the Schicksal overseer, has received reports regarding Celine. Otto requests Rita's presence at the upcoming examination. A mysterious figure appears in Kiana's dreams, mocking her for being an orphan unwanted by her father and who doesn't know her mother. The entity presents Kiana with a challenge, a hide-and-seek game that promises to unveil hidden truths about her past. Through this game, Kiana uncovers information about her mother, Cecilia Shariak, who tragically perished during the second eruption. Kiana is eager to unravel the mysteries surrounding her lineage. However, her quest is abruptly cut short as she awakens. The enigmatic figure continues to make appearances in Kiana's dreams, comparing both Kiana and Mei with ticking time bombs. Mixing fragments of truth with cleverly crafted lies, the entity weaves a narrative that suggests Cecilia was not fully recovered after giving birth and fell prey to the second Hersha's onslaught. It goes on to claim that both Cecilia and the Hersha were annihilated by the Honkai fission missiles deployed by Schicksal. To compound the heartache, the entity asserts that Siegfried Kaslana, burdened by grief and resentment, chose to abandon Kiana, blaming her for her mother's demise. However, those players familiar with the manga series will recognize the deceit inherent in these statements. In reality, Cecilia was in prime condition to face the battle. Moreover, Siegfried's decision to leave Kiana behind was not an act of callousness, but rather a decision to protect Kiana. On the day of the examination, Kiana's mood is visibly sour. Mei steps in to offer support, discussing Kiana's troubling dreams and comforting her. The first round of the exam begins, and Kiana and Mei team up to tackle a wave of enemies. In the second round, Kiana faces off against Bronya in a one-on-one match, while in the final round, she confronts Fu Hua. During a break, Rita commends the exceptional performances of the students and selects Kiana for a special challenge. However, Teresa attempts to conceal Kiana's connection to House Kaslana, claiming she is unrelated. Kiana and Rita engage in a speedrun competition, with Rita emerging as the winner. Following another break, the examination resumes with participants facing matching enemies in simulated environments. During Kiana's turn, a glitch occurs, pitting her against the powerful Emperor-class Honkai beast, Ganesha. Mei and Bronya come to her aid, and together they defeat the formidable creature. Rita is impressed by their remarkable performance. On their way back, a tired Kiana is accompanied by Bronya and Mei. Suddenly, she finds herself transported to an unfamiliar location. Once again, confronted by the enigmatic entity, Kiana identifies it as the second Hersha, the Hersha of Void. Driven by a desire to avenge her mother, Kiana chases after the Hersha, passing by tanks occupied by girls resembling herself along the way. Some of these doppelgangers break free and attack her. Despite the obstacles, Kiana persists until she finally confronts the Hersha. However, their battle is abruptly interrupted as Kiana wakes up aboard Celine. Mei, Teresa, Fu Hua, and Rita are present, assuring Kiana of her safety. Unbeknownst to the group, Rita had an ulterior motive all along, to closely observe Kiana, whom she refers to as K423. With that reveal, we conclude our first arc. Have a nice day and stay tuned for the next video.